start now is it will be a welcome word from the college. So I would request Pooja ma'am to welcome us all on behalf of K.K.Wagh College for this session.
Yes, sir. So I would welcome on behalf of college, on behalf of Department of Electrical Engineering and K.K.Wagh Institute of Engineering and Research Center. I, Professor Pooja Sapkade, welcome you all for the event Career Pe Charcha organized in association with Project Management Institute Mumbai Chapter. In this session, we have two eminent panelists, Dr. Vinay and another ma'am. One second.
Dr. Roopali
Dr. Roopali
Srivastava.
Srivastava.
Yes.
These two speakers will provide guidelines and insights for all youngsters and graduates on Career Pe Charcha. At this moment, I take an opportunity to welcome panelists for this Career Pe Charcha. I also welcome Shri Rajendra Bhatt sir, who is an active volunteer of PMI Mumbai Chapter. He's constantly in our touch for organizing such a wonderful event. And today the day has come for that. So on behalf before I begin, let me provide you a brief introduction of our institute. Uh, K.K.Wagh Institute of Engineering Education and Research is one of the oldest engineering college in Nashik, which is established in 1984. The institute is approved by All India Council of Technical Education, that is AICTE, New Delhi, and the government of Maharashtra. It is permanently affiliated to Savitribai Phule University and has received recognized of UGC Act 1956. Institute has 10 undergraduate programs and 5 postgraduate programs. 7 UG departments are accredited for 3 years and 1 PG department is accredited for 2 years by National Board of Accreditation, New Delhi in 2019. Institute is recognized in the platinum category AICTE CII survey of industry linked technical institutes in 2016, 2018, 2019 and 2020. The institute is also accredited by NAC with grade A. Once again, I welcome everyone and all the everyone guest here, panelists and students for the session. And I ask students to clear your doubts, ask the question related to career, and get the doubt resolved by the panelist. Now I will hand over to the Dr. Oscar D'Souza to start the session.
Yeah, so Dr. Oscar D'Souza has not been able to join. We are having multiple meetings today. I am representing PMI Mumbai Chapter. I am Priya Patra, the Vice President Outreach of the PMI Mumbai Chapter. And let me brief you of what PMI is all about. By the way, anyone of y'all are aware what PMI is? What is the full form of PMI? You can type on the chat window. Full form of PMI, anyone knows? Okay, no response. Anything that anyone wants to take a wild guess? And to help you out, I'm putting a link on the chat. You can open that up and see what PMI is all about. No answers. All right, so I will take it for no. So is the chat accessible to everyone? Pooja and Sunil? The chat, people can type on the chat. Can someone say hi on the chat? That was, yeah, so yes. So that's the chat is working, so there is no answer. So PMI is Project Management Institute, Like how we have IEEE, it is a professional body based out of the USA, and it was incepted in 1968, and we have completed more than 52 or 53 years now, or I think it's more than that, 54 years. We What does PMI does, right? It is a professional body of project managers. Project managers in the sense, people who manage projects within the organization. And one find, I think you guys will also become project managers, managing big, large teams and large projects as well. uh, PMI does a lot of skilling and reskilling of project managers according to the industry standards, and that's where we have multiple certifications as well. PMP is one of the world's most sought after certification for project managers, and I think we have more than 1 million PMP certification holders. That is the most famous certification from PMI. Other than that, there are multiple other certifications, that are certifications for students like you, to give you the basics of project management. Now, you might be thinking project, yeah, Rohit, thank you, Rohit, for putting that answer, Project Management Institute. By the way, and first, you must be thinking, why should we know more about project management? Well, students, everyone in life are project managers. We are always managing something or the other. Sometimes we are managing our household. People like us who have children are managing their children. We are managing our household helps also. And in a lighter note, I tell people in my office that, I have learned all my project management from managing my household helps, the maids, right? It is so difficult to manage them, to keep them motivated so that they come every day to work, right? So it's about managing. It's not only managing projects, but it's managing your life, managing the thing that we are going to discuss today, right? Career pe charcha. How do you manage, plan, execute that, manage that, and take it to the goal that you are seeking for? That is exactly what Dr. Vinay, Dr. Rupali, and Raveen will moderate the discussion, will give you insights on. So be very active, try to ask as much questions as possible in the discussion that will follow. Now, coming back to Project Management Institute, we, as I said, is a professional institute. It helps in reskilling people. We do a lot of social impact activities as well, but it is a global institute, right? And it is there in the US. Now we have local chapters, which is there in every, I won't say every city, but every country. Some cities like Mumbai, where we have a PMI Mumbai chapter. And PMI Mumbai chapter is an extension, I might say, like a, hub and a spoke model, right? Like in a wheel, how you have a hub, that is the PMI, and they have multiple chapters, which are spoke, right? And PMI Mumbai chapter is the local chapter of PMI. And we have a board just like PMI has. And as I said, I'm the vice president outreach. We have a president who was not able to join in today. We have multiple meetings going on, and we have a large team of volunteers like Rajendra, Bhatt, Raveen, Rupali, and Dr. Rupali and Dr. Vinay are also volunteers. We do not get paid for doing anything that we are doing today. It is only our contribution and give back to the community, and ensuring that we are making our Gen Z industry ready. And as part of these initiatives, we have multiple, as part of our chapter, we have multiple initiatives, and Grow is one of them. And I will ask Rajendra to talk more about Grow in a few minutes. But we do also do a lot of social impact activities. We do a lot of certification for volunteers like Raveen, Rajendra, Rupali, Dr. Vinay. We do volunteer development, ensuring that they are developing the leadership skills. Why am I volunteering here? Because I have an opportunity to connect with the young minds like you. I have an opportunity to curate and manage events like this. I improved my communication, negotiation, as well as leadership skills. And that is exactly what we will encourage you to do as well. We become our volunteers, help us organize such events. And you won't get paid, and but you will not have to pay anything as well. All you have to do is, you have to invest a little time. And what you will get in return? A good connection, good network, and lot of improvement in your leadership skills. With this, like, I will move on and I'll hand over the stage to Rajendra to talk about our Grow initiative and little about Career Pe Charcha in a few minutes, and then move on to the actual session.
Yes, thank you, Priya ma'am, for the brief introduction. So, for the GROW program, it's a part of a PMI outreach initiative. The aim of GROW over here is to make the Gen Z students, the today students, industry ready. So, if you have experience, like we are very experts in our academic field, like we know from the academic point of view, but the moment we go into the real life, so we are unaware of the challenges that we face in our everyday day-to-day life. So it's a small attempt from our end to make the students to understand what are the challenges, help them to overcome those challenges and how to deal with the situations in real life scenario. So that is something which comes from the experience. So we have and we tell the students, guide the students from our own experience. So it's not written anywhere like we need to do this way, that way. It's based on our personal experience that we have seen how to deal with the crisis situation. So further to grow, we have three mode of streams that we have. The first one is career page charcha. The second one is the PM Young Changemakers Connect. And the third one is the mentoring session, which Priya ma'am have touched upon. So coming back to the PM Citizens Connect. So what's happened over there is we organize either the in-person event or the virtual event, depending on the interest of the students. Like a speaker, industry recognized speaker, he or she will talk to students, he will guide them on what are the various aspects, how to go on with a particular industry or the domain, or help them if the any students they are interested in building in the entrepreneurship. So the experts guide them also what are the challenges that they may see when they start on. And it's a 1 hour or session. It is a fruitful session, and also it acts as a networking opportunity for both the students and the college with the industry experts, so they can network with them. So if the college is seeking for some campus replacement or some internship, so that is a right platform where the college can connect with the industry experts. Having said that, I would like to add a disclaimer that PMI Mumbai chapter is not promising any job opportunity, or we do not say that we offer job. In place, what we do is we provide an opportunity for the networking, both for the students and for the college with the industry experts. So it's a platform where we arrange for a networking of the students, and also it's a platform where we guide the students on a specific industry topic. The second stream that we have is a mentoring program. So it's a 2-month mentoring program that we have with the students, where the students pick up the area of that interest, and we have a mentors aligned with us, the PMI Mumbai chapter. They are the active volunteers, as we have today with us Dr. Vinay and Dr.Roopali. So it's a 2-month mentoring program where I can tell you on for hours as to how we do what we do. In a nutshell, which I can tell you is in a mentoring session, we work with the students, understand that SWOT analysis, along with the industry specific topic with the students have, we provide them a problem statement and we ask them or guide them on how to understand the problem. What could be the root cause analysis of that problem and how we overcome that specific challenge or a problem. So in real life scenario, we come across various problems day in and day out. So it's a good opportunity for the students to they will get a real life experience as to how to understand the problem, because before we dive into resolving anything, it's a very crucial that we understand what the problem is. Unless and until we understand what the problem is, we won't conduct a proper root cause analysis, neither we can have a proper solution. So it's a 2-month program, and at the end of the program, the students, they get the opportunity to demonstrate or present what they have learned and also provide their experience to the wider audience, to the PM group. So it's a opportunity where the students can gain confidence. So they can gain confidence in communication. So it's recently we had a session in the last month for DIIT Pune where Dr.Roopali ma'am, she was the mentor for the students, and both the students, if you can check, we can arrange to share the YouTube link. You can check how beautifully the students have demonstrated the problem statement. And actually, I would admit that it was a learning session for us from the students. So the students got the opportunity to teach us back. So we can say it's the teach back opportunity for the students. The third stream which I have, which I want to talk about, is a career page Charcha, which we have organized for today. And Career Pay Charcha is an innovative and initiative from the PMI Mumbai chapter, which aims at bringing the industry experts and the young graduates like you all on a common platform where the industry experts will provide insights on how we can choose or pursue a career that we are passionate about. And it's like if we have a specific interest on if we are passionate about a particular stream, so how we can choose a career out of it. And it is a series of discussions that we will have wherein the mentors will guide or tell from their own experience on how to uh, build a career around our whatever the passionate or whatever our area of interest that we are about that specific topic. So today's topic is being the panelists for today's topics are Dr. Vinay and Dr. Roopali. So I would like to take this opportunity to welcome them and also to talk some a brief about them. So starting, I would like to speak about Dr. Vinay Wandrekar. He is a CICSA, CISSP, and CISM certified professional. He has around Dr. Vinay, you have around 25 plus years of experience in global pharma and IT consulting organization. And also you are a professional or you are a professional who has won multiple awards. So Dr. Vinay has successfully executed complex information security projects and authored information security policies based on ISO 27001 security standards. And also he has helped companies to launch HIPAA consultancy practice and led the IS audits as well within the organization. So he is a PhD in organic chemistry from USA, and he is a seasoned IS leader with 25 years of experience. And also Dr. Vinay is an active volunteer and a mentor in PMI Mumbai chapter. So good morning, Dr. Vinay. So would you want to say something from your end?
Thank
Hello. I think we yes.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rajendra, for the kind introduction. Only thing I would like to say is I would like to thank PMI Mumbai chapter, to give me this opportunity for this panel discussion.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Vinay. So the next panelist that we have with us is Dr. Roopali Srivastava. She has a decades of diverse professional expertise in the field of education, infrastructure, telecommunication, and information technology. She has led services in countries like India, Europe, and the Middle East and Asia specific as well. She has clients across all these locations, and she is a certified PMP, and also she is an PMI ACP professional as well, and also she is acting as an independent director. So Dr. Rupali is an accomplished professor, and she is also teaching in various educational institutes, and we are fortunate to have her with us, and she is providing leadership and strategic guidance to the companies as well. So Dr. Rupali, I would like to welcome you and would request if you could talk a few words.
Yeah, thank you, Rajendra. And good morning, everyone. Good morning, students. I hope you all are ready with lots of questions because we as a panelist are looking forward for the questions and we'll try to give the justice to all the queries that you have. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Roopali madam. So I would like to introduce Raveen Chugani. He is an PMI Mumbai chapter volunteer and he is the moderator for today's session. To speak about Raveen, he is a seasoned IT leader with 20 years of experience in IT industry and he is an expertise in IT process automation, digital transformation, process quality and integrating ITIL concepts and agile into various IT infrastructure and so, so services. So he is also an ISO and CMMI compliance and implementation specialist, and also a seasoned project manager. And I would like to I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Ravin for passing the PMI RMP certification in this week. So Ravin, would request if you could speak a few words.
Thank you. So guys, just wanted a good morning to all of you. Yeah, so basically we are all in the learning stage, okay, at whatever age. So career guidance is important for everybody at every stage, and we are most happy to share our experiences and give our guidance. And we have two doctors who are sitting with us who will be most helpful, to take this journey forward. And definitely it is not a one-time activity, I can say. PMI, you can be, associated, and we'll be always there to hold your hands and take it forward. It's all about that. So I can only say that whatever I had missed earlier in my life, in my career, we are bringing it back to the society, and we hope you guys take the advantage for this. Thank you.
So thank you, Ravin. So I would like to now hand over the session to you, so you can take it from here.
All right. So thanks, Rajendra, for the introduction and brief about everybody. We'll be, based on what we have seen in the past sessions and what we know are the aspirations of the students, the feelings when they are in the last year. We also had this about 25, 30 years back with us. We have moderated a few questions, but we will be most happy if you guys can also come up with your questions so that will give us a better insight and solve your problems. Okay, so I'm going to ask questions from both the panelists. Both are from different domains. Both can give their expertise. Yep. So I'll start with Dr. Vinay. So Dr. Vinay, the first thing is, what is the career planning according to your view?
Okay. Now, when I started my career at that time, the situation was different. Now you have more tools available. Students also more aware of what is happening in industry. They have more contacts, because that time we didn't have anything like LinkedIn. But because all these different types of social media will definitely help the students. Basically, when you think of career planning, it is basically a process of planning your career choices. Then what are your career objectives, and to fulfill those, what are the courses, that is educational and developmental activities that you'll have to take. All these things will go into your career planning. And now for that, there are various steps in this. First would be like self-assessment. So in self-assessment, basically, the student, he or she, they have to decide what they like, what they want to do. So that is the first thing. I mean, there is no point going for a job just because it is well paying. But if you don't like that field, then in the long run, you will not do well, and it will be a serious problem for you. Second is identify and research, what are the options available, like whether you want to work maybe for a MNC or a startup, or you want a job in your country, or you want to go to other countries, things like that. Then you have to prioritize, because let's say tomorrow you want to do an MBA. Now as you know, MBA is a very expensive option, so the cost factor is also there. So there are various things you can look into it. Then finally you have to then take some action, like maybe start applying for jobs, etc. And then once let us say if you have option of more than one job offers, then you can select what you think is good for you. And then hopefully things will work out. If after some time you feel you are not happy in the job, then maybe after 2 or 3 years you can always look for other opportunities. So that's all I would like to say for this question.
Thank you, Dr. Vinay. Students, you can put your questions on the chat. Yeah. And in the meantime, I would pass on the same question to Dr. Roopali. So the question is, what is the career planning according to your view?
Yeah, from my perspective, I would say career planning is like Vinay has said, it's a process. It's not a one-time activity that you join the organization and just forget about your career planning. And another thing is you need to understand what are your likings and what are your passion. Because sometimes, no, it may happen that take the example of event management. So while in a college, you may feel that you are very good in organizing events or organizing activities, organizing conferences, but you actually like to pursue it as a career. That is a call you have to take. Once you take a call that where do you want to go, then there are various steps which Dr. Vinay has already mentioned. You have to analyze where do you stand. Yeah, for that there are various tools you can go through. That is SWOT analysis is there, mind mapping tool is there, affinity diagram tool is there. So once you understand where do you stand, and simultaneously you have to find out which industry you want to join. So you for one stage you have what are your strength, and you also will know what the industry is offering and where do you lack, what skills you lack if you want to join that company. So you have to bridge the gap also. Yeah, and it's always a continuous learning because no, right now we have artificial intelligence and internet of things. So if you don't go with those technology or what all changes are coming in the industry or in the corporate environment, you won't be able to survive more. So it's like you accordingly you have to gel it with what is coming up and what is new supposed to come in the market or in the corporate industry. Once you align your skills with the industry, what they are expecting, you can work towards growing the company also. So that is very important thing, and continuous learning. Can't avoid. Yeah, so you have to adapt to the changes what are coming, what you foresee. And if you don't foresee, there are your professors, there are no we as a PMI initiative, we are also there to guide you on that. But it's a continuous learning process and you have to groom your skills. You can't stop in doing that. So that's why I stand on that. Any questions, any further questions you can ask.
Yeah, so based on this question, I can summarize what Dr. Vinay and Dr. Roopali have just mentioned is that you need to have your career objectives in mind. You need to assess yourself, right? And that starts like, when we are in the school, we used to decide at that point of time whether we would go for the science, arts, commerce stream. This is also, you've already taken your stand as to which engineering field you want to take. Now that's a next level where you need to assess what exactly you want to do. Like Dr. Roopali mentioned, it's a very dynamic world today. Things keep changing. Artificial intelligence has just stepped in. Maybe 5 years down the line, it's going to be something different. So this is definitely going to be a learning. And even as I said, we all keep learning. We all need to keep skilling, upskilling, reskilling. That's what we are all hearing today. So that's an important aspect. There are some questions on the chat. Atharva, what do you mean exactly by what is sustainable engineering? If you could just throw some light.
Atharva? There is two Atharva.
I can just figure out one because that's what is just mentioned. So with whichever Atharva has asked this question, if you could just throw some light on it. All right. In the meantime, there's another question which has come from Indrani. What is the scope of entrepreneurship in this area? Dr. Vinay, Dr. Roopali, anybody wants to take this up?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Priya has asked which area.
Correct.
Yeah, Indrayani, you want to mention
we
which
can
area you are
probably,
referring to?
yeah, Roopali, we can probably talk about general
It's a
entrepreneurship.
general, yeah.
Career entrepreneurship.
See, entrepreneurship is everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Whether you are an engineer, whether you are doing arts, or whether you are doing commerce, it's everywhere. But you need to understand whether you have this capacity or capability to be a part of this entrepreneur journey. Yeah, maybe for that also you have to do some homework. You have to analyze yourself whether you have this capacity or you have a liking towards it. Or if you don't have that, then what you can do, you can join an organization for 2 3 years, and if you feel that no, you still have that liking, then you can go for it. Right now, no, it's a word of this e-commerce online world. So everywhere people are doing, they have their virtual shops and offering products to the various people. So that is also one of the kind of entrepreneurship. So that opportunity is across globe and it's everywhere. You can connect, you can network with any people, any other people who has no same liking as yours, and you can partner and join hands and go for it. It's everywhere.
Yeah, even I would like to add a bit over here. So even in our daily jobs, when we are handling large and enterprise projects, we are all on budgets. Today, even PMI has also changed they are also, changing their patterns. And one of the pattern in their PMI triangle is the business acumen, which has just stepped in. That's also nothing but an entrepreneur. So when we are also designing projects, we are implementing, we do think as an entrepreneur also at that point of time, whether it's project, whether it's a product also. So entrepreneurship comes in every area, I would say. Yep. So I hope that that's helpful, Indrani. All right. There is one more question. What are the roles of engineers and innovators in shaping the future? Interesting. Who would like to take this?
I think Raveen, that student should tell us what do you think about this, because no, there are a lot.
I think it's
and and if you are not an innovator or you are not creative, then it's very difficult to survive in this world. Even though you know we say we join the organization, we have set templates there, but it's a human tendency just to go कि ये है तो ऐसे ही करना है, but that should not be the case. You are free, you are open to do experiment with whatever resources are given to you. Even in your engineering, no, you do projects. So it's not you can copy paste it, you can do chat GPT and get all the information. But if you put up something extra which you think whether it's possible or not, it's a separate question. But at least you come up with some idea, which later on you have the resources, and then you can build upon that. I give you the example of AI. AI was invented in 1956, and now we have AI boom. So till this last 50 years, there was no AI, and the scientist who invented that was called mad, because that time the resources were not there. Yeah, that is also there. So that is one part. So innovation is always there, and engineering. I think no, you can say you have to also understand one more thing. That Vinay, if you want to come in, please disturb me, because being in academia, I can
carry on.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Only one thing I would like to add is nowadays there are also MBA programs in entrepreneurship. From like IIM Ahmedabad, SP Jain, NMIMS. So if you think you want to start something on your own, you can always approach the school, see the curriculum, and then decide if you want to do an MBA in these fields. So nowadays there are more opportunities and more structured processes available which were earlier not available. So I think nowadays there is scope for entrepreneurship, but the thing is you should be willing to put in the effort, because as you know, it's not an easy job. It is not like a 9 to 5 job. So when you are starting something of your own, definitely you have to put in a lot of hard work, and to see the fruits of your labor, it will definitely take maybe 5 to 10 years. So that is something you have to keep in mind.
Thank you, doctors. All right.
And
So
also, I would like to add something, if you don't mind. Like the question here, it's very interesting, and today's generation, it is relevant to the students of today and employees and employers of today as well. Like, what's the role of engineers and innovators in shaping the future? So here, today's generation, we want to understand why. They want to challenge the status quo. Like in the company, we have set of processes on how to handle a certain specific task. So today, please ask the, like it's a suggestion or a input from my end, like please understand why that particular step is in place, why that process is in place, and always ask question why. Because if you understand the reason behind
Correct.
it, then we can provide inputs from our end to make it more efficient. Because in today's scenario, when we say what is the role of the innovation in shaping the future, everyone is looking at how we are making the process more efficient, how we are making our lives more simpler and convenient. So if we understand the reason behind a specific task or a situation, then we can generate or we can provide our suggestion and ideas. Because today, if you see the management, the companies, they are looking out to the suggestion and more ideas and inputs from the youngsters, the people like you. So tomorrow, if you join the
Correct.
company, so please understand the process which they have, why that process is in place, and ask them the question why. Is there a better way of doing this specific task? So that is where our concentration or attention should be. So it's a good practice that you can start or pick up from today itself. So thank you for giving with me the opportunity to share my insights as well.
thanks, Rajendra. All right, so let's move to the next question. It's what are the important points which a student must prepare before he takes a leap from academics to a job? Yep, I know that's the last year they have the butterflies, right? So what exactly do they need to prepare for? Dr. Vinay, we could start with you.
Sure. There are many points you have to consider. First is self-assessment. I mean, first you have to see what do you like to do and what are you good at. So both these things are important, because if you don't like something, then obviously you will not pursue it with full vigor, full passion, where even if you get a good job in it. And also the second part is, even if you like something, you should be good at it, because tomorrow when you work in any organization, they expect you to produce results as soon as you join the company. So it is both things. You should like it and you should be good at it. Then now the next step is, once you have decided you like something, then you should do some research on it. For research, first thing would be to talk to your friends, colleagues, or even your seniors, and ask them if if they have any specific ideas about or any specific views about anything that you would like to research on. So the first thing always would be your close acquaintances or friends who can help you out. Then is always, you can suppose you like some particular now once you have decided that, then you can narrow down on some companies which may offer jobs in that area. So you can go to the website of these companies and see what exactly the sort of work they are doing. The next step probably would be, maybe on LinkedIn also, you can connect to people from those various organizations. And then once you find someone who's playing the same role what you would like in the future, talk to them, discuss with them, if they are willing, like what sort of challenges are there, what are the good points about working in a given company. Another thing you can do is, you can also volunteer, like uh, let's say you are interested in some specific field in say mechanical engineering. So what you can do is try to get an internship, so in some organization. So even if it's like an unpaid internship, at least it will give you some idea about what is involved. Suppose you get a job in that field. Not only that, you can also put that as a on your resume. um, of course, now let's say you have some basic idea what you want to do, but your knowledge is not enough. So what do? You educate yourself in that topic. So how do you do that? The number of webinars, online courses are there. There are various sites like Coursera, where or even LinkedIn Learning. So you can learn about various topics, whether it is management, leadership, or Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, etc. Finally, as I said, then once you have done all this, the next step would be like job search. How do you search for jobs? look on the website of various companies, or as I said, LinkedIn is there, then monster.com, naukri.com. So basically this is how you do all these things. And then obviously once you have done all this, then the main thing is preparation of resume, because unless you have a good resume which highlights all the skills that you possess, I think that is how the way you proceed in this matter.
Great. Roopali, some inputs from your end?
Yes. As a student, no, they need to understand that there is a big difference between life and the professional life, and there is lots of, no, you can say it's a gap, huge gap. So I can safely assume, since all you are studying in engineering college, you are expert, or not expert, but good at your whole subject. So subject wise, it's fine, but there are no, like you can say, it's the interpersonal skills also matters. Your attitude, your learning ability, and your interaction with the outside world is also very important. Being in a college, you are in a very safe environment. It's a different ball game together. So how you can take the lead is you have the strong technical skills that you have, and on build, because in order to crack the interview you have to show that you have a domain knowledge, and on top of that your interpersonal skills inside the organization will help. You have to work on the resume, because when you say it's, or mainly your resume is like what projects you have done, like Dr. Vinay said, you take volunteer projects also. You no, aspire to join any company, then talk to the people there that how you can join the company, that is also there. And you can also talk to your seniors who are working in different corporates, that what was their experience and how they are gelling up with corporate world. So that would also give you some guidance how should you go about it. But you being said, so you need to understand there is a huge difference. So both technical skills and your interpersonal skills matter. And sometimes what I have seen, the interviewers take students not because of their technical knowledge, it's only because of their attitude कि ये तो मैं कर सकता हूँ, you take me and I'll do it for you. So that is also one of the things you can look for. Yeah, so that's from my side, Raveen.
Yeah, absolutely. The attitude also matters, and yeah, that's what they a lot of interviewers do see in when they are taking in the people. All right. So, any questions from the team? No. So let's move ahead. What are the important changes occurred in industry in general post-COVID? Dr. Vinay, as you're from that industry, you can go into the depth.
Okay, sure. Because of this COVID, a lot of things were accelerated, mainly remote working. Previously, there were very few jobs where you could do remotely, and people are also not open to the idea that changes in or increases in automation, etc. So that is why number of people had to reskill themselves, because if something can be automated, obviously the company is not going to keep the same number of people for automating for jobs which have been automated. So that was also a problem, and therefore reskilling has become very important. And as I said, there are some of the industries which were affected because of this, were mainly like hospitality industry, hotel industry, because people were not willing to go to hotels to eat, and that is why the takeout increase, for example Zomato, etc., Swiggy. And there were other sectors also which were affected, like the manufacturing industry, where I am a part of. So in between, I remember like 2-3 years ago, because the manufacturing industries were not hiring people, and many people were let go because of that. And this was also true for the construction industry. So these are some of the things I have seen. So I will let Dr. Roopali add something more to this.
Okay. Thanks, Vinay. Like I believe these students joined in 2020. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So that was COVID time only. Yeah. So they have seen, they themselves have seen the changes, how they have struggled and how the institute had struggled to make everything online. Yeah. So similarly, the changes that happen in education industry, supply chain industry has affected the most, because you might have seen there was no supply at all. But yes, right now what is happening, there are lots of opportunities because of this online system availability to us. We have e-commerce, we have Shopify, so you will see most of the people have their own presence online. Even YouTube's the initially, even I was not very much familiar with YouTube features. I was not very much familiar with Facebook features. Now people are using it for the as an income source also. So lots of opportunities has opened up, but it's also you have to see one thing you need to ensure that you need to see whether you are ready. If you are not ready to take that opportunity, then you have to learn it. Right now, it's everything is online, yeah, and the emerging technologies are going to help you, and that is very much required post COVID area.
All right, so a bit more from my end. I come from a quality and compliance section, and pre-COVID, I know that there were a lot of business units where they couldn't even share the data to the corporate quality and everything. Post-COVID, everything has changed, right? The industries which were, risk averse and everything are now ready. They have understood that data can be shared. Securities is what we really required. So these are some other changes which came, and that is where we see, like Dr. Vinay can again put in some more inputs coming from the security area, that how security has also played a very important role in the post-COVID region. Am I right, Dr. Vinay?
Correct. We could, go on and on for this topic, because, mainly I spend in my current role, I look after information security, and, cyber security is part of information security. And now the number of cyber crime is just increasing day by day, and the rate of detection and conviction of cyber crimes is like only 0.3%. So that is why I spend a lot of time, lecturing on cyber security for, associates in my organization, because as you know, with the amount of remote work social media to a great extent, hackers also have understood that, and they are devising newer ways to fool the general public. So that is why we have to be careful about how we use social media, including even when you are at home, how you use laptops, desktops. You have to know many concepts like phishing, etc. So we will not go into details about that, but in general I would only say that because of remote working, the amount of cyber crime has increased. So we should be aware of these things and be very cautious when using online media.
Yep, that's really important. All right, so the team, I'm finding you guys are a bit quiet now. Do put in your questions so we also know that you are getting the inputs correctly. And if any changes required, you please put it up, right? So that'll help us. Okay, let's move to the next point. How can a student know about the suitability of an organization for his career? I think Dr. Roopali, you can start with that.
Okay, thanks, Raveen. Yeah, first of all, you need to shortlist which all organizations you want to join. Then next step is go through the website, vision and mission of the organization, whether they have growth, or whether you will, once you join the organization, whether you will have a growth there or not. Talk to various people after understanding vision and mission, and there are lots of information available on the website of the company. Talk to various people, or people who are your seniors who are working in the organization, or your friends also, maybe in your relatives, in your family. Then you think through. Just also check what is the reputation of that organization, what people, outside people, say about it. Yeah. And also you must also see location. I would not say location should be your one of the criteria, but yes, for someone Location is also the criteria. And one more thing, the values you have in you, whether the company is reflecting that values or not. That you will, I understand, will know once you join the organization. But yes, that point you can keep in mind. If you are more interested to know about it, you also check the, if you have interest in finance, then you can also check no this thing, no, the balance sheet and profit and loss. And also you talk about, you see, at this stage you might be only focusing on the pay package. Yeah, that is one good part, but there are other aspects, no, which you, what is the hygiene? I believe you all have gone through that Maslow's hygienic theory of motivation, which talks about various levels. So yes, I agree, initially is the pay package. Wherever you get the good salary, whether it's suitable or not, you are going to join. Yeah, but later on, when you realize, yes, this is a good organization to join, stick to it. Career planning will do. If you don't, then you need to come out. But before joining, have this website, thorough research on the website, talk to people, and then take a call. And at one stage, if you see there is lots of career growth, then you can keep the money matter, no, at one side and go for the career growth. Or if you get lots of learning opportunities there. So that is the call you have to take. Yeah, that's my input on this, Raveen.
Dr. Vinay, from your end.
I think Dr. Roopali has covered most of the points. I would like to say that first thing, always look for organizations uh, which you think you would be interested in working based on your liking, because as I said, liking is the first thing. And then there are sites like Glassdoor, and there they have a lot of information about companies, because they have talked up to employees of various organizations, and therefore you get like first hand knowledge of what people in a given organization think about their own organization. So that is also one way you can look at it. Another thing is if you're looking for jobs in an organization, either you can, one thing is obviously you can look on the website of that company, or also on sites like monster.com, naukri.com, or even on LinkedIn, jobs for the which are advertised by that specific company. So these are various ways where you can actually find jobs in a particular organization.
Fair enough. So I'll just re-summarize what both the panelists have said. Vision and mission is important, not only when you are looking for job opportunities, but till today, whenever even I'm looking at a new client, which is done after the project kickoff, the first thing even I look at is go to the website and see the client's vision and mission. That's an ongoing process throughout the life, because once you know what your client is going to do, right, it's that's where you can equate very easily with them. Culture also plays an important aspect, right? Today we all talk about culture, we all talk about work-life balance. You're seeing a lot of things which are coming into the news on these aspects. DevOps is, I just went through that recently, which also talks fundamentally strong about the culture part today. So most of these models also do talk about that, and which is basically they have understood that post-COVID people need all this work-life balance, culture, all these come into the play. All right. How can a student know about the sustainability of an organization for his career? I think that was what the question which was initially posted. What is sustainable engineering by Athar? Maybe we can answer it in that format. So should I repeat that question? How can a student know about the, sorry, it's not sustainable. How can a student know about the suitability of an organization for his career? Again, I think that would point out to the same thing.
Correct.
The vision mission, fine. A brief was touched upon this question, but we'll still take it up in depth. How do the personality development skills or soft skills matter for getting high package jobs? Important question, but yes, we all strive for that.
Okay, can I start with this?
Yep,
Yes.
Dr. Vinay.
Okay. Now, communication skills are very important. For example, if you don't have good communication skills and you are working on a large project, if you are not able to make the project requirements, clear which led to a product, then it will be very difficult to make the client happy, because they may have something in mind, and if you have not properly captured the project requirements, then obviously the product that you get will not be what exactly the client had in mind. So that is one example, I would say, of communication skills. Another thing is you have to choose the right medium. What right medium I mean is, like, suppose you should know when to use email. Like, if you are just sending a general message, like, I do in my company, just awareness message about, say, cyber security or information security, I just send regular email to them. But tomorrow it's like a appraisal, or if I find that one of my juniors or someone reporting to me is not working properly, then email would not be the right format. It is better to have a 1:1 or a personal talk with such an employee. So that is why you should understand when to use the right type of medium. And not only that, when companies hire any employee, they're looking at your career path, not what you can do today, but say 5 or 10 years down the line. So it is expected that you should have teams skills like team building, project management, leadership, because finally, as you get promotions, maybe let's say one day you become something like a general manager, then you'll have to lead a team. So that is where your leadership skills come into focus. So if at an earlier stage, if during the interview you have done some work, and the interviewer feels that this person is easy to get along, has the right attitude, has good leadership skills, and obviously they will offer you a better salary and better position.
Yeah, to add on this, can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, no, students, if they are going for the job first time, then yes, their domain or technical skill plays a lot of importance. 80%, I would say that, because no, they'll hire you for a specific position, for a specific role or specific kind of work. And 20%, yes, your interpersonal skills. But once you join the organization, it should not happen that it's only you do. Suppose you join the organization based on your interpersonal skill, but it should not happen that you just continue building on your interpersonal skills, because at one point of time, people will know that you don't have a knowledge. So technical skills is also very important, no, when it comes when you see when you want to grow in the career, because it should not happen that no, there is, just take an example, there are people who can just butter the manager, do the buttering to the manager and reach the top level. But some people will say, because that person has this buttering skill, that's why he has gone up. But other people who knows that he also has technical skill will say he has a leadership skills. So what you want to have with you is both technical skill, soft skills, interpersonal skills, and leadership skills. So that no, whenever your name is taken in the organization, they'll say, no, that person is good. He knows what work needs to be done, and in addition to that, he knows how to gel with the people. So that is my take on that. For the freshers, once you have experience, then it will change.
Absolutely, it will keep changing. Thank you. Jobs in which industry, according to you, are more rewarding and give more financial stability? I think that's important at their age. Yes, very important to choose which is the right line. As Dr. Roopali already said initially, if you look at the Maslow's theory, the financial package plays an important aspect. Yep. So I think we can take it up from there. So yeah, so I'll repeat the question. Jobs in which industry, according to you, are more rewarding and give more financial stability and impact?
Okay, I'll start with this. Normally, based on my experience, IT jobs are usually well paying. Same is true with healthcare industry. In addition, banking jobs are something people prefer, especially investment banking, because I have known many people who preferred investment banking because the jobs are very high paying. But at the same time, you have to remember that in investment banking, you just cannot work 9 to 5. You'll probably have to work 12 hours a day. So you should be prepared for that, because when the salary is more, obviously the expectations from the company are also very high. So these are some things you have to remember. So in general, I would also include the finance industry, where they have well-paying job. So in general, these are some of the industries where you can think you will get well-paying or high-paying jobs.
Yeah, I'll add on to this. Yeah, very rightly said, Vinay, because financial industry is the booming industry with fintech, no, and I have seen no finance students have their own demat account and they are into trading also, that they are earning also. But we can map this with those sustainable engineering. Right now, people are talking about sustainability. Every company, limited company, has this CSR goal. 2% of the funds has to go there. So you have no, 14 sustainable goals. I think it's 14 sustainable
Yeah.
goals, which and one of the example you can say electricity. Yeah, right now we had bulbs, then we had LED, now we have solar panels. So this sustainable area is growing like anything because people have started understanding when you measure the health of the company. Financial aspect is one part, and second part is how you are making use of these sustainable products, because they generally if you are not using the sustainability aspects, then you are either polluting the environment, or you are no harming the or you can say जो खेत के समान होते हैं उसमें you are harming them. So you have to take both the things together, your this thing financial it's financial and your sustainable thing. If you want to know more about it, I would request you to go through that website which talks about 14 sustainable development goals, and then you yourself being, as we have already said, that you will be doing a SWOT analysis of your interest, then you yourself can find out which area which area you want to work on. And sustainability, there is new term nowadays, ESG goals. Yeah, yes, every organization is after that. There are lots of case studies which talks about it's no longer to study only the financial aspects, no, in terms of monetary, but how they are improving the environment, how they are helping the other things are also plays an important role, because there are weightage given. If you are you might are aware of the concept of net zero. So that is also one of the area you can go through it, because India is aiming to become net zero by 2030, if I'm not wrong, or 2050. That I need to see. Yeah, and you say which industry will give you the stability. Word is very dynamic. If you upskill and if you show your management that you have this capability, you can survive, you can give benefit to the organization, there is no way anyone is going to stop you. But you have to take the efforts, whether it's any industry. Yeah, that's my take on this, Raveen.
Absolutely, I agree completely on that point. Great. The next is what is the advantage and disadvantage of joining a startup instead of an MNC as a fresher? Very, very relevant. A lot of questions coming, I see, even on the websites, on LinkedIn accounts. Yep, so a very important question. Dr. Vinay?
Okay, my take on this is it's a personal preference. You have to see what you like. Like for startups, the chances of learning many things at a young age are very high. Initially, you offer you a very good salary. Versus like in a MNC, you have proper work-life balance, good salary, good facilities, good medical benefits. So you have to see what are your career goals, what do you want to do in the long term. On the other hand, like if you want to start your own business, then like some people, they may work for a startup, but I also know other people who have worked in MNCs for a few years, and based on the experience they have got, then they have started something of their own. So finally, it is the choice of individuals, and finally, what goals you have in life, what are your career goals, that is something you have to focus on.
Yeah, I agree with Vinay on this. It's no personal take on this. Generally, what I have seen that students uh, prefer to join MNC because there everything is established, and they feel that there would be lots of opportunities will be given to them. But I won't say there are few set of people who are interested in joining startup only because they love challenges. It's all depends on they want to build things from scratch. Even I've seen organizations 6, 7 year old or maybe 10, 12 year old, they don't have processes in place. And from my college, intern went there as a summer intern to do the summer intern project, and they built the processes for them. So I won't say those companies were the established companies, but yes, they were struggling also. So you get lots of opportunities to learn, but you need to see if you are open for that or not, because sometimes parent pressure also comes into picture. If a relative asks कि आपका बच्चा कहाँ है, say I TCS, Infosys, Baba, where is he and the company where no one has known the name of the company, they'd say that also matters a lot. But yes, having said that, you have your own preferences, because once you decide and you know why, then the life is going to be good for you. But if you join because others are joining, because others says you have to join MNC, but you have a edge for startup, then there is a problem. But both the companies have their advantages and disadvantages. MNC, everything is established, so you follow that. You have to struggle if you have to change it. In startup, you are building from scratch, so people will listen to you if you give them the advice. There is no hierarchy; is also very small, so approval doesn't take time. So that's my take on that actually. Personal perspective, but they should understand.
That's right. Thank you for the inputs. Very relevant, as I said. The next is what is the importance of learning and reskilling in career progress? We did touch upon it in a brief, but we can go into the depth now.
Okay, for upskilling and reskilling is very up. So what happens is, if you don't upskill or reskill, then you are left behind, because in any company the priorities can change in a flash, and the company will always prefer people who already have at least some basic knowledge about a new technology. Nowadays, the companies don't have time to teach you everything from scratch, so they expect that you hit the ground running. Not only that, let's say today, and I'll give you an example. This happened with one of my friends. He was an engineer by profession, and he went to USA, and based on his degree he got a good job. But after a few years, he thought he was getting stagnated. So what he did was he did a MBA in finance, and then he was able to change industry, change companies, and move to finance, where today he has a very good job. So when you do upskilling as well as reskilling, chances of having job stability and good career prospects always improve. So there are definitely advantages with spending time in upskilling.
Yeah, to add on this, like you all are engineers, and there are so many engineers across in India. So if an employer has to hire an engineer, and if you have, you say PMP certification, engineering degree plus one certification, or maybe some other certification from Coursera, from LinkedIn, and from Udemy, then you get there is a weightage. So this is very important. No, you keep yourself. No, continuous learning. You might have like quality term Kaizen. It's a continuous learning, and you look for the opportunity to upskills. Upskilling in the form of certification. Also, you can do the volunteer work. Go to the company, understand their processes, and if you are interested in writing, you can write it. If you are interested in giving lectures, start giving lectures, small talks also. That also happens. So it's your degree, then add-on is right now without upskilling and lifelong being a lifelong learner, there is no survival in this world nowadays. That's what I would say.
Absolutely, and that goes for every field, whether you are an engineer, doctor, or anybody. We all need to reskill and upskill. Coming to the last question, very relevant. How to negotiate salary with employers? More of HR, but yes. Yeah, Dr. Vinay.
Okay, this is not there is no fixed answer. It will vary from situation to situation, company to company. What I would suggest is initially during the initial technical interviews, do not bring up the issue of salary, And only once they make you a job offer, then you can ask them what is the salary rate, like 20 or 20 no, 30% hike. Of course that will depend on you, but normally I would say at least people ask for 25 to 30% hike in over their current salary. Now the company may or may not give you what you want, but then even if you think it's slightly below your expectation, if you think the role is good, the company is good, and you feel that you can learn a lot of things in that company, then I would suggest you take up that offer. Because only when there is a proper match between your expectations of salary and what the company is willing to give, can you actually find a good job.
True. Dr. Roopali?
I think they all are freshers, no, doing engineering. So it's so if that is the case, then the first company, if they have to ask themselves why the company should take us and build on that. And if then only they are in a position to negotiate the salary. If they have experience and they are in the organization who wants to negotiate a salary, then they have to come up with this why they should get the hike. Why are they in a position to negotiate the salary? There is one few important terms I'll talk about. One is BATNA, know where you stand and how much you can take, or when to back out. And you should have this thing, no, the approach should be win-win. It should not be I win, you lose. Approach should be win-win, but your stand should be very clear why you should get higher salary. What have you done to in the organization, how you have benefited the organization. And it's how is the past, but future also, no, it's we say feedback, but there is new term feed forward, how you are going to benefit the organizations. Once you are very clear on that, then you are in a position to negotiate the salary. But before talking to your management, you need to practice, because right words, right attitude, right body language is also very important. That is what my take on that.
Yeah. So basically, I would just summarize that is, what is the value we bring to the table for the organization? What is the impact we are going to bring in? What is the problem we are going to solve? Based on all those, also the organization decides as how much to be paid. So these are some of the other factors which are considered. Well,
And also, I would like to add a couple of
yeah.
things. Like, it's a very good question on salary, like how to negotiate. So I would advise the students that for initial few years, like 2 to 3 years, do not concentrate on the salary aspects. Instead, concentrate on the knowledge and experience that you will gain, because that will help you to understand the company business and how you can bring in more value to the company. Because as Dr. Vinay and Dr. Roopali has mentioned, that we need to first analyze what value we are bringing to the organization. So once we are able to justify what value we are bringing and we are able to put forth our view, then the company will understand, and then we can negotiate a better salary. So to get more salary, first gain some experience, understand the business of the organization or the industry as a whole, where the company is going, where the industry is going, where do we stand, what value we can bring in the organization, and then you can talk about the negotiating the salary part. And always, it's a friendly advice. Whenever you go on negotiating the salary, have a second option in place. So that's jokes apart. That's a hard reality.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. So that's the set of questions we had for the panel, which could guide you guys. Any further questions from your end team? We would be happy to answer. Pooja, we want to ask
I
your
think
team.
the students have left the chat. I am getting the message that students have left the chat room.
Even I am getting, but people are 15 participants. It's showing.
I think some are still there. That's my guess.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, so just let's wrap up. If Pooja is not there, then we will. Pooja, are you there? Pooja, say
Yeah, she's there. Pooja is there.
Yes, Pooja is there.
Pooja Sapke, we need to promote her to panelist again. Probably she got dropped off. Sunil, can you promote Pooja? Yeah, Pooja, can you, we are done with our panel discussion. It's time to wrap up.
I don't think she is.
Is there?
She is
Can,
there.
yeah. Sunil, can you unmute Pooja? Can you unmute, please? I can't. Okay. Sunil?
Yes, ma'am. I was there, but the mic was disabled. That's why.
Yeah, you might have dropped off, and when you join in, you are usually in the attendee
Yes, yes.
mode.
I
Yes.
was having some network issue, na, so I have joined from PC also and from phone also.
Okay, so you'll have to
Yes.
mute your phone or PC. One you have to mute. Yeah. Let's move ahead, Pooja.
Now it is audible, na, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So it was. Shall I do vote of thanks, ma'am? Is it?
Yeah.
It is done, na? Yes. Uh, so on behalf of K.K.Wagh Engineering College and of Electrical Department, I would like to give a vote of thanks. The session was very useful, ma'am. As the platform was Microsoft Team, that's why some students were not able to join. That's why otherwise students were uh, trying to join. All the students have messaged me that ma'am, we are not able to join. It is but it is going out of the app directly. That's why. That's why there was less count of students joined. Only that was the issue, ma'am. Baki, nothing was there. So I would like to thank. The session was very nice, useful to my students. Some of the students were sitting beside me only and they were listening. They were telling the session is very nice, ma'am. We are able all that salary one question. These questions were very useful for them. How to grab the opportunity, whether we should go for the salary or we should grab the opportunity if the organization is good. That questions are very useful. The answers were very useful for the students. Okay, ma'am. Thank you for all the panelists and the guests and the students which were present for the session. I would like to thank once again to all the panelists and guests present for the session for giving your time and encouraging and guiding my students for the session, ma'am. And definitely for the next time when we will again do the session, I will try the students that first install the Microsoft Team first only that so that all the students can join. Students are using Google Meet na and Zoom. That's why.
Okay, so we have recorded the session. We will share the link so that other students who could not join can take advantage of the discussion. And
Yes.
also, we will invite the students to join our Grow mentoring session program. So Rajendra will be in connect with you. You could nominate, 3 to 4 students because we don't take too many people. We'll take just 3 to 4 and see how we can guide and mentor them for 2 months. So Rajendra, you might want to get in touch with Pooja
Yes,
madam
sure.
for the
Yes,
same.
sure. I will connect with her, Pooja ma'am. And also on behalf of PMI Mumbai chapter, I would like to thank K.K.Wagh College, Dr. Ravindra Munje and Pooja ma'am for their valuable time and giving us the opportunity to connect with the team over here. And also I would like to thank Priya ma'am, Raveen for the successful and efficient moderation. And I would like to thank our panelists, Dr. Vinay and Dr.Roopali, for providing their valuable insights. So it's a small efforts from our end, and I hope that we will continue these sessions and sessions in coming months. And I will connect with you shortly. So I will also share the YouTube link of this recording so we can share it with the wider students and they can also get valuable insights from this session.
Yes, sir, definitely.
So
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
Thank
all.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice
Bye-bye.
day. Bye.
you.
Bye.